Hello, everybody, and welcome to our channel. I'm Mark,
And I'm Rob.
and today we're going to talk about the death threat against Brianna Stewart's wife and a troll named Dolores that's a friend with AJ Wilson, and how they don't seem to have to denounce it, but Caitlin Clark does. And hey, if you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, please do so with the notification bell when you do, so you get notified of our next videos. So there's this troll named Dolores, who's kind of weird looking, and has some kind of relationship with Asia Wilson. I just don't know the exact relationship. I don't want to say they're good friends or friends, but they know each other. And this person's a troll and is making all sorts of racist and other sorts of comments. And even though it's not a hidden person, like for instance, in Caitlin Clark's case, there's these trolls that Caitlin Clark doesn't even know, and they wanted to denounce these particular people. Asia Wilson knows this person, and yet no one in the media or in the WNBA has asked her to denounce this troll. And it seems very hypocritical to me. It's obviously hypocritical. I think it seems hypocritical to anybody. Why doesn't that bother anybody?
Right. I mean, yeah, it's okay for them to call out the trolls from Caitlin Clark, who she doesn't even know about. But then, Wilson knows who this person is. Why doesn't she just like call him out, call her out, call this person out, and why doesn't she just like denounce this person, say I don't know them, and
No pressure on Asia Wilson, but only pressure on Caitlin Clark when there's comments by trolls. And no one has asked Angel Reese to denounce her trolls that have said bad things about Caitlin Clark. They've said racist things about Caitlin Clark. No one's asked her to denounce it. Caitlin Clark's done it twice. Angel Reese hasn't done it yet. I don't understand this, Rob. This is it's crazy. And now we got Brianna Stewart. His wife got a death threat, and it was like in the headlines I saw, like Caitlin Clark's fans were being blamed. They don't know it's a Caitlin Clark fan. They just know it's some troll. Now it might be, but who knows? It's a homophobic death threat, and it's so they're taking it seriously though, because I just saw on the internet about 30 minutes ago, CNN said that the New York police is investigating the death threat to see if it's serious and to see who it is. So we will find out probably who did this death threat, Rob, and it's completely wrong. But Stewart, go ahead, Rob. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, but it's really, like I said, because it's a prominent person who's in limelight, whatever, that, they investigated, but, anybody else, it would be, they would just like, wouldn't say anything. The police would be like, oh, well, don't worry about it. Just, if they do it again, then maybe we'll think about it.
Right. Well, Brianna Stewart has come out in a couple interviews and said, oh, there's no place for hatred. What about the hatred against Caitlin Clark since the moment she's been into the league? How come that doesn't bother anyone in the WNBA? The only people it bothers are the Caitlin Clark fans. It doesn't seem to bother anyone in the WNBA. It doesn't seem to bother ESPN. In fact, ESPN pretends it's not existing. They think it's all in our imagination, in our heads. So, I don't understand. I don't understand.
It's all made up, Mark.
It's all in our imagination. This hatred. No one's jealous of Caitlin Clark. No one's envious of Caitlin Clark. No, none of that's happening. We're just imagining it. So they don't even admit that it's happening, Rob. They don't even admit that there's any hatred towards Caitlin Clark. They're pretending it isn't. It's just, one incident, and then they gave it a flagrant one. It's okay. That's it. That's all that happened. Nothing.
Part of basketball.
Part of basketball. Cheap shots are part of basketball. Yeah, physicality and everything. So it's just the hypocrisy of it all, Rob. That's what bothers me. And I don't, it's awful that Brianna Stewart's wife is getting a death threat, and homophobic one at that, supposedly.
Yeah.
And obviously that's wrong. And I denounce it, and so does everybody else. But like, I see headlines trying to indicate that it's a Caitlin Clark fan. I'm like, couldn't we at least find out whether it's a Caitlin Clark fan before it's in the headlines?
And if it is Mark, even if it is a Caitlin Clark fan, what does that have to? I mean, what does that have to do with anything? So then what does that tie that with Caitlin Clark?
And Caitlin Clark has no control over these fans, and she's already denounced them twice, Rob. And she said, there's no place for this. And she said she's not on, for the most part, she's not on social media. She has very little contact with social media. And she just ignores all the bad things said about her, which is what we've been saying all along. And other people have been saying, just ignore it. I'm not saying ignore a death threat like this, but ignore all the other comments. Just ignore it. Yeah, occasionally it's a racist comment and it's bad, but just move on and ignore it. What are you going to do about it? You can't do anything about it, unless you have a death threat where the police can investigate. The police aren't going to do anything about racist comments. They're just not.
And that's the first thing they should say, though. I mean, I don't know if they have I know the NFL has when they talk to all the rookies about certain aspects of what to expect and what to avoid. They should start doing that with players, with the WNBA players. Hey, stay off of social media. Stay away from it. I know you want. I mean, there's certain ones you can stay on, but just stay off of it and focus in on basketball.
They use social media, Rob, to promote themselves and for any positive comments coming their way. But they don't want any negative comments. And they don't understand that that's how fans are. It's been happening in sports for 150 years in the United States, at least, where fans say negative things about the players and the coaches.
They say right in front.
It's not going to stop just because they say, you can't do this. It's not right. It doesn't matter. They're going to do it anyways.
You should have seen me when I was in San Francisco when the Mets played the Giants, and I'm yelling at Barry Bonds. And I was right there at the game. So just
see, Rob's a troll. You guys did know it. Rob's like one of those hidden trolls.
That's right.
I personally am not like that. I'm just not a troll. I just root for my team, and if the other players has a bad personality, then I call them out on it. But I don't know. I don't hate players just because they play for a different team. That's just not my.
Barry Bonds was a jerk anyway, so it was just like.
Oh, Barry Bonds, I don't like. So I can see hating on him. He is a jerk. But I don't hate athletes just because they play for a different team. Some people do that. I don't hate the other team necessarily. I root against them a lot. If the team's dirty like the Pistons, I didn't like them at all. I hated them, except for Joe Dumars. He's about the only classy one there.
Yeah. So you're being a Packer fan. You don't hate the Bears or the Minnesota Vikings.
No, I really don't. I root against them hard, but I don't hate teams and players unless they, like I said, they have really bad personalities. That they've shown that they're not good human beings. Let's put it that way. Or they're poor sports.
Most of the trolling, whatever, you're a bunch of cowards because you would never, ever, if you confronted those people you talk about, them, you would never do it. My thing is if you got something to say to my face. Why you gotta hide behind that?
That's the bad thing about them, Rob, is they're trolls and they're cowards. My dad was a psychologist, and I still remember this famous line he used to always say, is that people are insecure, and so they have an inferiority complex. They have to knock other people down to build themselves up. And that's all trolls are doing. Right. They're just small people.
Yeah.
And you just have to keep that in mind and just ignore them because it's like I said, it's not going away. They have to stop saying that Caitlin Clark has to denounce it when she's already done it twice. So stop it, please.
Well, especially when the other players don't denounce it.
Pardon me? Well, nobody else says it to Caitlin Clark. That's what's so
right.
The hypocrisy kills me. Yeah. So it's unbelievable. And so we'll see what happens. Hopefully there won't be any more serious death threats against anyone.
Yeah, I hope they catch this guy, have this person, and
they have to get the police involved. They will, but they won't for just racist comments. So I don't know. They're getting their hopes up. They want only positive things said about him, Rob. They want more publicity and more fans, and they don't want any more negative additional comments. But that's not going to happen because the more people follow you, the more negative comments are going to come along with more positive comments. So it's inevitable You're going to get more negative. So it isn't suddenly there's a bunch of Caitlin Clark racist fans infiltrated the WNBA. It's because there's a lot more fans. So there's going to be a lot more negative comments. That's what's happening. And they don't see that. They just blame it on Caitlin Clark instead, which is silly.
Right, exactly.
Anyways, so that's my take and I'm sticking to it. Let us know what you think down below. Tell us about your feeling about all this. And if you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, please do so and hit the notification bell when you do so you get notified of our next videos. If you like our video, please hit the like button and join us for our live show, which is every Monday except for major holidays from 6 to 8 Eastern time. And you can call in for that show, so it's pretty cool. And if you want, you can donate to this channel with super chats and super thanks down below and there's a link to PayPal. And we'll see you in the next video.
Peace out.